Welcome to a beading tutorial with Kaylin. Today we're going to make a little boho bracelet that we have listed on the Crow's Court website. I thought I'd just take you through the steps here and teach you how to make one yourself. This is a super easy bracelet, you can't screw it up. And if you do screw it up, you can just cut it back up and you can reuse all your beads. That's why beading is so fun. You're really not losing anything. So what we're going to do first is start with some elastic cord. This is just some 6mm elastic cord. What you're going to do is cut off about an arm's length. You could call it 2 feet. And that should do it. I've already got mine cut off here. And what I've done is doubled it up. Fold it in half. Tie yourself a good knot at the end. And that's what you're going to start with. And if, like I said, if you screw this up, you're out about 2 cents worth of elastic cord, so you're still winning. You're doing okay. The next thing you're gonna do is take this little beading needle. They come like this. I hope you can see this. They come like this, and I like to snip the end off of mine and make it open. It's much easier, because then what you can do, you have your loop. You put your needle on like that, and you can just pop it on and off now that you have that open end. So what we're gonna do is start with our 8mm ebony wood beads. Whoop, come back here. These are fantastic. This is the true color of the wood. These have not been dyed, and they haven't been oiled either. These are just raw wood beads. And I would get these from Beads and Honey, and I love them. When they send you a package, they send you these little Werther's caramels. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And these have a little bit bigger hole than what you're normally going to find on a gemstone bead. Most gemstone beads have about a 1mm hole. These are bigger. It's like 1.5. So I like to start with them first, because then I can pop my knot in there a lot easier. And for this pattern, we're doing 3 and then a spacer. So we're going to do 3, and then we're going to take 2 of our donut spacers and pop them on there. And we're going to go for our jade beads. Now, these are not real jade, as you could guess. No one's going to dye real jade this teal blue color. These are new jade. They're very, very clear beads. They're almost water-like when you look at them. They're really nice. Really nice to look at. I think serpentine or serpentine is the actual stone. And you can get these in a lot of cool colors. This is a stone that's regularly dyed. Here's like some in hot pink. Those are also new jade. Like I said, these are just a little bit cloudy, but you can still see through them pretty well. They're just really fun to look at. They're like little, what are those things? Like little fortune-telling balls. You know how they always used to do like the misty clouds and the fortune-telling. What's it called? A crystal ball. Yeah, okay. Let's move on. So we got our spacers. We did a little geometric triangle one between our next set of blue. And we're gonna do another geometric one. And you can do this however you like. However you like. This is just the pattern that I like to follow. I think it gives a super boho look at the end. There we go. So now we're going to move back towards some of these nice wood beads. Oh, I forgot our spacer. So when we go for a wood one, I'm using a flat donut spacer. I'm using 2 of them. There we go. And to get this to 7.5 inches, I am going to use, how many sets of 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to do 7 sets of 3. Now it's going to get us to about 7.5 inches, which is a pretty good universal size. 8 inches is also a good universal size for a bracelet, for a stretchy bracelet anyways, with an 8mm bead. These are smaller beads. They're not large beads, so they don't take up a lot of room, a lot of width. do our last 3 here, and then we can move on to tying this bad boy. And that's the magic of this little bracelet. This method that we're doing doesn't require any glue. This is referred to as a spider method. It's like a spider method of stringing the beads, because we have, you know, we've got 2 obviously, or not just 1, we have 2, which gives us a nice, you know, you can use that lightweight cord and just double it up, and it makes it a lot easier, in my opinion. It makes it a lot stronger too, because we're not just relying on 1, we're relying on 2 now. You can't see what I'm doing. There we go. So what we're gonna do, take the side with a knot and give it a trim. Just cut that knot off. Separate your 2 ends. Take your loop and just put them through. Push all your beads to the top of the loop. That way we can just tighten it down. And now the loop is touching our beads. Here we go. We've come full circle here. And this part, very simple. You're gonna do at minimum 6 knots. And we don't want it too tight. Some people like a real floppy bracelet, but I like a little bit of structure. Just 1 overhand knot, that's it. Give it a little pull. 2 overhand knots. And 3. There we go. There's 3 so far. Now we're gonna do some double knots. So you just do like a regular overhand knot. Oop, come back here. Regular overhand knot. Take this guy, pull him through 1 more time, and then tighten down. And if this breaks, like we said, no big deal. You're out like 2 cents worth of elastic. And say you're gonna be selling these, you do not want your customer to pick this up, give it a pull, and it break. You want it to break on the beading table. You will come across elastic that has some faults in it. You'll find where it's got little dimples and maybe it's not as strong, but that's okay. You're gonna test it to make sure it's gonna hold up. And I have these bracelets that have lasted me for years. Okay, what you're gonna do before we pop this knot in is give it a test pull. We're gonna give it a good yank. Not too hard, you know, but like reasonable. There we go. This bad boy ain't going anywhere. So what we're gonna do is take this little knot and just push him into the bead. If you want, you can add a little glue to that knot. So especially if you're using like a larger whole bead, that way it stays in there. And there you go. She's not going anywhere, and she's beautiful. She's so boho. She's ready for the beach. She's so cute. If you're stuck in Kentucky like me, maybe she's going to a boho summer wedding. I know I got a lot of those coming up. All right, y'all. This is how you do it. If you got any questions, just shoot me a comment or a message.